What's the deal, everybody? What's the deal, everybody on YouTube? This your boy Dre Barter. Welcome back to the Stoop Podcast, episode 5. Today I got us another special guest. I'm gonna have her introduce herself. What's the deal? What's going on?
What's up, YouTube? My name is Stacey Lee, Staceylee, and don't forget the Lee. Don't call me Stace if you don't know me.
Hey, you heard that right, man. Don't call her Stace if you don't know her. So yeah, what's the deal? How you doing?
I'm good. I honestly, today has been a rough day, but in comparison to the remainder of my 2021, it started off rough. The middle was amazing, and towards the end, it's kind of getting a little hazy. But
Sure.
we approaching 2022, and the day and some change. So
Sure.
a blessing to still be here.
And it's a blessing, man. Like I said, we about to enter 2022. So if you wanted to, explain like some of the highlights of your 2021 year. Like what was the big milestones for you this year?
Big milestone. I asked for a divorce.
Okay.
I moved out.
Sure.
I auditioned for a movie and I got the role.
Okay, congrats. So
Thank you.
so let me stop you there.
Okay.
Let's go over the 3 you just talked about. So the divorce, we ain't gotta go too crazy into it, but how long was you with your partner?
I was married for almost 2 years.
Okay.
But we have been together since 2012.
Okay.
We were high school sweethearts.
Okay, so with that being said, you gotta understand, everybody goes, or not everybody goes, but everybody sometimes you grow, and when you grow, sometimes you may grow apart. So that's a part of life.
Absolutely.
Understanding that. So yeah, number 2, you said you moved out. Do you live in the city?
I do.
Okay.
I live in the city. I just moved out of me and my ex-husband's
Sure.
place back with my aunt until I move into my own place
Sure.
start fresh. But it was a transition, but I got more money in my pocket. My auntie is an angel on earth. She's not charging me $1 or a dime, not
Sure.
for water, not for DTE, not for rent,
Sure.
not for nothing. So that's been graceful for me to be able to, kind of realign myself and get things together, but also still have some money in my pocket and start fresh when I'm ready. And it's not a rush.
For sure. And also, that's what I think family is really about. Having that support system where it's not like a no monetary thing. It's like, yo, I really love you and I really want you to, be able to at least be safe, be comfortable with what you're doing. So, congrats. And like I said, you going into 2022 with a fresh start for real.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Start. And I just turned 28 too. So most powerful number is 10.
Okay.
So 8 plus 2 being the level of completion. My relationship was 10 years. So everything ended at 10 and I'm ready to start next year with 222 being.
Okay.
I got 222 tatted on my arm too. That's my number 1 angel number. So next year is going to be amazing for me.
Wow, Stacey, that's crazy because ironically enough, my birthday is 12/22 and next year it's going to be 12/22/22. Yeah, so like 2 is also something like significant in my life as well. My favorite number is 12, but just the number 2.
My favorite number is 13. My birthday is 12/13.
Okay, how ironic. That's crazy. So
That's
December.
serious, yes.
Okay, yeah. So I'm on the cusp. I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah, my best
Kinda.
friend's a Capricorn.
Okay, so you know how we are.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Well, I ain't all the same, but yes, I got a lot of Capricorn in me. And then we'll talk about the third thing you was just talking about, which was a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so explain that to me. What's going on with that?
So I sent in a visual and audio submission to Iconic Temple for their new movie Only You that's coming out, and I shared with him that I had some expertise in production as well, because my bachelor's degree is in communication and my minor is in theater.
Wow.
So he just kind of let me know a couple of other things that he had going on when it came to the script as well as production. So not only am I going to be probably playing one of the leading roles in the movie, I'm also going to be on the production side of things too. So my name will be in the credits twice.
Wow,
so
congrats.
I'm super excited about that. This will be my first movie. I've done a stage play. I did 2 stage plays, and then I do a lot of reels and TikToks and stuff like that. But this will be my first big break.
Sure.
Actually, nope. Let me not say that because Oba will kill me. I am the leading lady on Amazon Prime Video with Oba Roland, who just recently got signed to Big Sean's label out of Detroit, Michigan. And I did a video with him, and I'm also in the credits on Amazon Prime for that too.
Okay.
So that's considered a movie. What is it called? Platform.
Well, yeah, you got your credits.
And we actually had words to say, so it wasn't just a regular music video. He turned his whole album into 12 different videos and made it into like a 30-minute movie.
That's dope.
So This will be my second movie. I'm sorry.
Dope. That's dope. But your first real movie.
Yeah, movie.
Yes, I understand.
With the script and learning and lines and filming. Our first day of filming is January 9th. So it's coming in fast. Coming in hot.
Yes, that's like in a week or so.
A week.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
So let's talk about. So you said you graduated from college. You care to share where?
I went to Saginaw Valley.
Okay.
I did. I enjoyed my time there for what it was worth. I think that school for me was a stepping stone to be able to venture into adulthood and responsibility. It's definitely, like people say, it's not for everybody, but it wasn't an option in my house. And I'm grateful for that because even though I don't necessarily utilize my degree in a 9-to-5 right now, I'm still able to fall back on it if my entrepreneurial skills are not honing in the type of income I need.
Sure.
And I definitely appreciate my aunt instilling that in me, which is the same aunt I live with. She raised me. So that's like my mama.
So auntie is mama.
Yes.
Okay.
So there wasn't an option. And she was like, no, you going to college. So yep, I went to Saginaw Valley. I graduated in 2017. Finished in 5 years. I enjoyed it. It was different being a little further away from home.
Sure.
But I wasn't so far that I was out of state, but I wasn't so close that I had to worry about her pulling up to Wayne State around the corner.
Course,
so it was a little distance.
Of course.
But I think the best thing that I liked about it was the fact that I was able to receive an education and not have to be in such a big school. Like at State, they have like 100 class, seminar classes. My biggest class was 50 kids and my smallest was 8. So I could raise my hand and my teachers knew me by name in the hallway, like, hey,
Absolutely.
So that was a blessing to be able to say I had somebody that was, willing to send me to a school that allowed me to have a village I needed to be able to make it out. And I graduated with a 3.1, so...
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking about that, so you was talking about Wayne State. So I'm actually at Wayne State.
Okay.
I've been in school for a little bit, but, I always said that education should always be a backbone, just in case. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. And so with that being said, Wayne State is also like, it's diverse, but it's a community school. It's not like, it's not like in Michigan State where everybody's like in one quarter, like it's like that college town feel. But at the same time, I use college as like networking.
Absolutely.
Like that's what it is. Ultimate network. You never know who you're gonna meet there, who might be able to get you to the next level.
Absolutely. And I think it's a real big grounds for the ability to meet people because you're coming into contact with people from so many different places. Like you said, it's extremely diverse no matter what school you go to, because even being at Saginaw, there were people from other states, like how we go to Alabama or TSU. There were people that were from other states that came to Michigan for Saginaw. I'm like, you came here and you already lived so-and-so place, but there's different opportunities for people in other places. So I understand the need to move and venture out. So
for sure. And then before this pod, I was talking to Kay and I was asking how Kay met you or whatever the case may be. And he said that he originally had spotted you from a different, like a radio show, like you were a host. Care to explain?
So I started off actually as a radio co-host at 88.1 doing Seduction Radio.
Okay.
While on Seduction Radio, we do interviews for different artists and people that have their own platform. We interview Jamar Meringue on Seduction Radio as a guest. He loved my radio voice and at the time wanted me to come be a special guest on his podcast, which was No Sleep Radio on Oh Soul Radio.
Okay.
I went, did my special guest day, and then at the end of my special guest day, he's like, it was nice to have you as a guest, but what do you think about being a co-host? And I was like, well, I'm already co-hosting on Seduction Radio. What days? So at one time, I was doing both. I was doing his show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I was doing Seduction Radio on Tuesdays. And then Jamar kind of took a break from his show. I stayed on Seduction Radio, and then at the same time was juggling with my YouTube show. So I kind of been all across the board, but I'm still currently on 88.1.
Sure. So you're on 88.1, and then how frequently are you dropping on YouTube?
So I haven't this year because clearly of all the stuff I said going on, I really haven't had the time to. But prior to this year, I was dropping every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, different content each days. But the whole channel in total was called Light Vibes. And it was about just doing different things that added to higher vibration for the people that were viewing. I want to say my biggest year was probably my second year. I did the most of my interviews, and I actually started the show out of my dorm living room.
Really?
With a Dollar Tree yellow tablecloth stapled to my wall, teacher letters that made my show name, and chairs out of the kitchen in my dorm kitchen, and was just having people come through the patio door. You don't need to come through the rest of my dorm. Just come through the patio, sit down, and was recording.
That's a grind.
And then I just continued to get better as the years progressed, and kind of went from just interviews to actually doing some cooking stuff and dropping some gems about like meditation and mental health. And then I kind of completely segregated myself from that and started doing stuff per day, like Monday motivation, talk to me Tuesday, what up though Wednesday, dropping stuff about what's happening in the city, where you should be at, and then going out into those events. So I've had a little tussle and bustle with a couple different things.
I see.
I like radio the most. I think that I have a good voice. I have a good face too, but I already model. So I like the radio doesn't let you see me, but you can like listen and still feel the love.
Yes, your voice is like without giving you a backhand compliment, semi-contagious, because you want to keep listening to what you got to say.
You.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be interested in seeing some of your content moving forward.
Okay.
And what
I
we
said
can
I
do,
wanted to start this year to start it back up.
What we could do, we could just we get people prepped and ready. We'll drop your YouTube in the link.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So everybody look out for that. Remember, like, comment, subscribe below. For sure. But so you had said something else that was interesting. Let's talk about like some of your best interviews, or some of the best people, or some of your best highlight interviews that you done had where you walked away and you felt like, wow, this was cool.
Memorable. That's how you say it.
Memorable.
Memorable.
Yes, memorable. Yes.
I will say Joey Mayhem. And I'm going to pinpoint Joey because Joey was at my school for a radio interview that was called, I was on Royal Talk Radio at Saginaw. We had a radio station.
Sure.
And that was actually prior to Seduction. So let me give Bree her props. That's the first place my voice ever touched the mic, and that was Royal Talk Radio at Saginaw Valley.
Shout out.
So shout out to Bree for that. She had him come on the show, and then after I was like, hey, you should come back to my dorm and do my YouTube. And he was like, another interview? I'm like, yeah. So we ended up doing the interview. He came back again my second season, did another interview, and then actually invited me to be in 2 of his music videos. And from him having me be in his music videos, it allowed me the opportunity to say, like, I do videos. It's a platform to show people this is a showcase of what I know I can do.
For sure.
I'm the opening lady in his video Steady. I'm coming out the pool like Bernice Burgos and flip my hair back like on Diced Pineapple. So make sure y'all check that out.
Definitely.
So that was probably the most memorable for me because the interview was so authentic and genuine that by the time we realized we were still recording, I'm like, dang, we've been recording. Like, not just having, an interview. It's like a conversation that became so soothing as a friendship that now, like, he tags me when people need hosts, he tags me when people need models, we communicate on a regular basis. He came to see me at one of my hosting events, and it became a real friendship.
Definitely.
And I love when I can have guests on my show or guests at the club or people that just want to support in general, and then they become genuine friends, because I think that that's misled a lot of times with men and women specifically, that you can't have a platonic or business relationship that still is pleasurable and it doesn't have anything to do with romance. And
that's 100.
It's a beautiful friendship between him and I appreciate him a lot. He's helped me grow in 3 different places. He on the radio gave me the courage to have him come do the YouTube. He came back a second time and then was like, you ever did videos? Come be in my video. And I'm like, video? I just started modeling.
Right.
Did the video, came back for the second one, and then I met another young lady on the set who's a rapper under Icewear named Madame Versace, who then invited me to be in her music video from meeting Joey. And he was like, yeah, I rock with Stacey. You should have her in your video.
Sure.
And she's become a lifelong friend too, met my mama and everything.
That's
so
crazy.
Joey and his interview is probably the most memorable and the most unique for sure.
That's crazy. It's funny how sometimes things can domino, and it's all unexpected, all
Absolutely.
Impromptu, whatever the case may be. But when you show who you are, people gravitate towards that. It's like energy.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
big on that for sure. When did you start modeling?
2017 August.
Okay, so August 2017, so right before the pandemic. And since the pandemic, have you been more engaged with the modeling or less, or things picked up, or?
It's kind of been half and half.
Sure.
It was a lot of runway prior to COVID because there was the ability to have a fuller house for people to come to runway shows.
Okay.
Then I was in a car accident, and my car accident messed up the whole right side of my body, so wearing heels became difficult right when COVID happened anyway, so I really wasn't able to do runway to begin with. Then we kind of segued into all of these TikToks and reels and things, and brand influencing became a little bit more popular. So I started doing a lot of stuff online with promoting brands and getting paid to wear their content, recording their content, or posting it. Yeah. And that kind of had me segue a little bit more into print, which is easier to do because the photographer can keep his mask on. I do my pictures, put my mask on, and we're done.
Sure.
It's us in the studio and we're finished.
Sure.
So now I like print a lot more than I did runway because runway was a lot more work. I had to go to rehearsals, and girls are catty. They don't want to listen. It's taking too long, all of that type of stuff. But I would say between 2017 and now, I would have to say probably print would be my favorite.
Okay.
And I enjoy it the most because I get to keep my own personal touches on it. In runway, there's typically a model coach. You're modeling for a brand. They know what they want, how they want it. They already have some type of idea of how they want you to walk, what type of style they want you to look. With my photo shoots, I do my own hair, my own makeup, my own booking, my own styling. I come up with the concepts, and I book the actual photographers myself. So
That
it is a lot.
Especially for you to just to be the model.
Right. And then I go and I model too. So, and if they don't have props set up, I get the props. I set up the scene. Yeah. I come with my own poses. There's probably maybe 3 photographers that I've worked with that may say I had to tell Stacey to pose twice. But regardless, I'm always willing to accept the help. But I just like that when I go in, I'm so professionally business savvy and also love my craft so much that I'm already prepared.
Right.
And it's the same as runway, but I'm the runway. I'm the person, I'm the clothes, I'm the style, and I know what I want to come off in my picture. And a lot of times, both of us are shooting for free. I'm shooting for free, or the photographer is for me, because the content is going to help both of us, or I'm getting paid to be the model.
Right.
So I want your content to look good.
Right. Makes sense.
So
it's not very often that you come across a model in which they literally is doing everything. Yeah, everything. That's crazy. That kind of remind me of my artistry. Like how it is with me and Kay. Normally, like, we don't really allow a lot of, and there's, devil's advocate with everything, but we don't really allow a lot of outside access when it come down to the team and the moves that we make. Usually it's like within the team, and also at the same time, when you are trying to obtain this independency within music, of course, as you would know, you got to put a lot of money up. It's a lot of sad times. It's a lot of heartaches. It's a lot of wrong mistakes. You make mistakes throughout that process, as I'm sure you have during your modeling as well.
Absolutely.
So the modeling, the acting. What else do you do creatively? Like, what do you do as hobbies?
So I like to skate.
Okay.
I like to write poetry.
Now, is we talking about skating like ice skating, or we talking about skating like rollerblading?
I can lift the leg.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can skate good. I can't skate backwards though, but I can like lift my leg and do the 2-hand.
Sure. So you got a little bop to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
skating backwards is never my thing.
I can't. I will bust my ass.
No.
I will bust my ass.
I don't have the coordination to skate backwards, but I enjoy.
Yes.
Right, because I'm actually getting ready to turn it into more of a hobby than just something that I enjoy doing on my free time. I feel like a hobby is something that you actually invest in too, because. Sure. Like, I want it to become so much of a hobby that I have my own skates and go to classes and really know how to skate backwards.
Yeah.
So, skating, cooking, poetry, and reading are my top 4.
That used to be something we used to do back in the day, though.
What's that?
Like, go skating all the time.
Yes.
Me and my family did that, like, every week.
Now, was you like a Northland kid?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was. I grew up around that area.
Every Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, and we didn't have our own skates now. I ain't gonna lie, but I do got friends now that do got their own skates. Not even before COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, But that skating, that used to be my shit.
It's some good exercise.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it free the mind, bro.
Well, you be out there sweating, for real.
When you floating on that floor, it's like you can just let your mind go. You just be like, yo, let me just be in the music.
Definitely.
Just kind of feel this air just blowing on me right now.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's like, it ain't, when you know how to skate, you ain't even got to focus on your feet.
Sure. You're just going with the groove.
Yeah. Like, damn, man, this shit feel relaxing.
Of course.
I'm telling you.
Of course. Hey, let's say we did provide drinks. What would you want to drink on?
Wine.
You're a wine sipper?
I drink, but I think for conversational purposes, it's a good conversation starter because you can ask people what type of wine they like and why. I feel like when you get into liquor, it becomes more of an abrasive conversation of why did you choose dark over light, and then you get, because dark be getting me lit and like, I don't like that type of thing. I do drink, but I don't want to be like that on camera. Right. You know, I feel like that it's more of a turn up, we going out hard liquor. Wine, I feel like we sitting here, you want to get to know me or whoever your guest is. Sure. That just kind of get them a little knock the edge off. And
you like red?
I don't.
So sweet.
I'm a Moscato sangria if I am gonna drink wine. I do like fruity sangria though, like not the red sangria. I like peach.
You like something you can.
Yep. you drop a couple pieces of fruity in.
You don't want to be like.
No, right. I don't like bitter red wine. I do not like bitter red wine.
That's my mama.
The bitter one?
Yeah, my mama love red wine, bro. Bitter as hell. She'd be fine as hell with it. She'd be alright. She'd be like, yep. Whatever that one with the kangaroo on it, or the barefoot, she'd be getting both of those. But she switch it up sometimes. My mama drink Don Julio. She drinks some liquor though.
If I'm drinking liquor, I like Douce for dark. I like Casamigos and Patron Anejo for light.
I fuck with Patron.
I fuck with the Patron.
I fuck with Patron.
But I cannot do silver.
No silver.
I cannot do silver anything though. Like even if you get Milagro, Casamigos.
What is Grey Goose? What is that considered?
Vodka.
Okay, that's vodka. Okay.
Oh, vodka.
Okay, yeah.
We got vodka, tequila, and what's that?
I'm not a heavy drinker, honestly.
For light.
Ain't that light? Ain't tequila and vodka is light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark is
cognac.
Yeah.
What about like your Crown?
Rum.
Your Crown Royal.
Rum and cognac. Yeah, that's what
and whiskey.
Okay, yeah.
Jack Daniels is whiskey. Hennessy is cognac.
I can't do no. I can do dark, bro, but I ain't no dark liquor drinker. That shit sits me down. Like tequila, it's like weed. I know there's some young ass shit, but 1800 nigga, I blow through that shit.
Sure, so that's like your water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I have a whole bottle of 18 to myself.
I cannot do no 18.
No 18 for you.
I can only do 18 when I go down to Mexican Village because they typically use Jose Cuervo or 1800 silver in their margaritas because it's the cheapest bottle.
I don't fuck with silver. Silver,
that's it?
Yeah, that's it. Only 18 silver. I don't fuck with no other kind. Yeah, the 18 silver.
I really can't do silver nothing unless it's a pre-mixed drink at the bar. Like if I go order a margarita, unless I know they have Anejo, then I'll ask like, can I get a Patron Anejo margarita? But if they don't, I just take
you very specific when it comes down to your drinks.
Especially because I'm the one paying.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
You're not paying though.
I'm typically not going out with somebody that don't.
Specific though, right?
Yeah, but I'm going out with somebody that knows the type of drinker I am.
So on your leisure, let's say you out with your shorties and a guy want to buy you a drink. Is you still being specific about it?
Yeah, if he walk up, he say, "What you drinking today?" Because it happens all the time. I'm a host at the club. I host their views on Monday, so they walk up, "What you drinking?" Margarita. What kind? Patron Anejo. And if they come back and they like, "Dang girl, this fucking drink."
Right. Well, you know what you want.
I know what I want though.
Yeah. That's a Detroit City girl drink. Patron Anejo. They all love it.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's smooth.
They will whack all of the other Patron.
I can see that. I can see that.
But they settle for what is it? The green one.
Silver. Yeah. I settle for silver if I absolutely have to, but silver. It's horrible. Really, if honestly, if Patron Silver is the option, I'm gonna go to Casamigos Anejo. before I even drink Patron Silver. I really cannot stomach silver tequila.
I don't know how y'all can stomach Casamigos, bro.
And where do you host that again?
I host at Views on Monday, and then in the summertime,
Where's Views at?
Grand River and Telegraph.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm trying to familiarize myself. That's what it is. I don't go out as often as I should. As an artist,
come see me on
I should.
Monday.
No, I will. So we got something to do now.
That's my off day.
Yeah.
Free entry, $1 whole wings till halftime, $7 Casamigos silver, $200 bottles. And tables are first come, first served.
Sound like a good time.
You know it'd be not dope.
What?
Dope.
What?
I know it's not dope for the club, but it'd be dope if you can bring your own.
There are some like hookah lounges and stuff that allow it.
That's a hookah lounge. We talking about
like a real bar.
Now you have to understand. You have to understand why the clubs ain't letting you come in with no bottle.
I know.
Come on.
But that would be dope, but not dope. I know for the company.
Definitely not for the city. Niggas coming in with bottles. Definitely not,
because everybody in there with their own bottle.
I ain't gonna lie, the liquor stores would be lit. Like they'd be making so much cheese.
Because everybody would be stopping to get a bottle before they go to the club, like they already do. They just won't have to down the whole bottle before they walk in.
Right.
I know they let you come in with a little cup though. I don't go to clubs, so
nah, they don't.
Me and Kay gonna start popping up because we definitely gotta. We have to get a little bit more social. We was just talking about this, like in terms of artistry. That's a part of it where it's like you gotta be seen,
especially if you are an artist that wants their music to be played. Because most of the DJs that I host with, they will play any underground or new and upcoming artist music. As long as you come out, you show them some love, you come out and you are there prominently, not just like one time and then next time you come, hey bro, play this. Like, I'm here every week, I be turning up with y'all, throw this on there one time for me. Mondays are R&B Toxic Mondays. So from
we love R&B.
So it's a perfect day for you to come.
Toxic. No, we will.
Nah, I will say my radio voice is different than my hosting voice.
Yeah, it's code switching.
Yeah.
So what is that like? What is that like for you? Because is this something that you turn on and turn off or what?
Yeah, I turn it on and turn it off because the voice that I'm using right now is not my. First of all, I do voiceovers too.
Okay.
The voice I'm using right now is not the voice that I use when I'm on the phone. The voice when I'm on the phone is nothing like my hosting voice, and my rap voice is not really a rap voice because I'm not a rapper.
Sure.
Is way different than my hosting voice, but more similar to my hosting voice than my regular talking voice.
Okay, that's very ironic.
Y'all ever seen that movie? What's that? It came out either this year, last year, or 2 years.
What movie?
Hello. It was Hello something, and the nigga was the dude from what movie was that? What movie was he?
You in your own head.
The new Black Panther movie. The dude that was undercover. What's his name?
Undercover.
He was like undercover in that, and the Black Panther movie.
Yes, we're not talking about Chadwick Boseman. We're not talking about Michael B. Jordan.
Chadwick wasn't in that movie.
Chadwick was the main. He was the Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, my bad. I'm not talking about Black Panther. I'm talking about the Black Panther based upon the Black Panther.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Okay.
Y'all know did you see it?
I didn't see it.
No.
Y'all didn't?
No.
See, now you pulling our black card revolt because we didn't see Black Panther.
From Get Out, the first nigga we seen that was trapped in that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, with the eye tears.
What's his name?
I don't know his name personally, but I do recognize that actor. I do. I know who he is. Yeah, I know who he is. I just don't know his name. Okay. You don't know his name.
I don't. That's all I'm glad.
I think he has an African name though. It's like African or Nigerian or something. It's not American.
He's cool though.
Yeah, nah.
Cool as hell. But what was I saying?
You was going on a tangent about it. There you go.
The what?
The voice is changing, interchanging.
Oh. What fucking movie is that, bro? He played in a movie that he was like a teleprompter and he had like changed his voice into a whole different voice, and the shit was just a whole comedy movie. So as she was talking about that, I was just thinking about that movie.
That's similar to the guy on BMF that plays don't tell me his name. I just got done watching this.
Main character or not? Oh, you talking about
And
what's that nigga name?
I'm so bad on names. I barely know my name, so you can't.
What's the nigga name, bro? What is that nigga name?
We got Terry.
Of course we know. We know.
Of course, Meech.
Dang, what is his name?
How many episodes have they released of that thus far?
It's over. The season.
It was only 8, I think.
And it was one season.
Yeah, but they're shooting for season 2 already.
Okay.
Because Stars picked it back up.
Sure. I'm so bad when it come down to that because, like, my pride to take me somewhere else. So it's like, if I don't see it when everybody else see it, usually I'm not about to watch it for a minute. Like, that's just how it is. Because then people ruin it for me. Yep. You know what I mean? So
I've heard that
not
before.
Gotten a chance to see the BMF, but I'm hearing some good things about it.
It's good. But what I was going to say about him is he's actually British.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
most of these black niggas in these new movies,
Idris Elba and all but when they talk and they're doing their scenes in the movies, they have been able to really grab that jargon, that conversational style that they need to portray that character. And that's how I feel about hosting. Like, when I'm at the club, I'm like, this is for me to turn people up. So I put on my turn you up voice.
Sure,
and when I'm doing podcasts or radio, I'm like, they want to be soothed. They don't want you yelling at them on the radio. They want to be able to connect with the voice that's behind what they can't see.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. I would say so. In terms of your hosting, in terms of that, like, what's the most you done talked to, like, crowd wise? What's the most heads you done had, like, in one setting? Give or take. You ain't got to say nothing too crazy. I'm trying to think
because I didn't host it at 2 college events. So I would say probably one of the college events because majority of the black people at Saginaw, we were all super close-knit because it is a PWI. Mm-hmm. So any black events that we had on campus, about 85% of the students came.
Everybody coming.
So I would say my first big event that I did at Saginaw, hosting the step show / talent show for the Greeks on campus, almost the whole black population from the school was there, so that probably would have been my biggest hosting.
At that time, was you nervous at all, or do you get nervous?
I don't get nervous.
Okay.
The only time I've noticed that I get nervous is before something really good happens to me. Not to say that if I'm not nervous, nothing good happens, but I'm just pretty much used to it. If I get nervous, it's because God already know that God has on the other side for me something as a winning purpose.
Sure.
So kind of like before I submitted the audition to the movie audition, my hands were sweating really bad. I'm like, girl, you done did 2 plays, you host every week, you model, you done runways, videos. Why are you shaking? I got the part.
Right.
You know, so I wasn't nervous. And I already was pretty much around all of the people at the school anyway because I had done poetry for one of the organizations. So I had to actually be in the performance, in the show too. So that was okay. Then I would say probably a strip club. Okay. That was slight nerve-wracking. And that was because that was my first time hosting in a club setting, hosting for a lot of men. Mm-hmm. A lot of females gravitate to me because I do dance when I'm on the mic. I have fun. I set my mic down and start twerking in the Turk train with all the girls. Like, I want to have fun, too. For sure. In the strip club, it's a lot of guys, and they there to see something specific. Mm-hmm. I'm coming in still cute, got my nice little outfit on. They like, girl, shut up on that mic. We trying to watch this, you know? So for me, it's like, how do you keep the crowd hyped when they here to see booty? Right, you know? Right. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but that probably was my second biggest crowd. But now I hosted at Level 2 Rooftop downtown in Greektown. So I done had packed out Level 2. Of course. I've hosted at Floods downtown. Views is pretty good on Mondays.
So being a host, at any point in time, you like a freelancer. You can get picked up by whoever. By whoever.
Any clubs. I've done baby showers. I've done christening events. I've done hosting for a wedding bridal shower, strip clubs. I do poetry for events too. So I just did a poem for a 50th birthday party. I did a poem for an engagement party. I literally do. You do it all. Everything.
Yeah. So when it come down to that bag, and when it come down to you actually being able to look forward to something else, what's like? Do you? If you had to choose, what would be like the main thing that you would want to do?
Oh, I'm waiting on Rihanna to send me that good Savage Fenty nice box and say, Stacey, I have been watching you drop content and you ain't even know. Here go a box. I want you to be a Savage Fenty promoter. And then Fashion Nova can hit me after that. But Rihanna got to come first. I'm not promoting for no brand till Rihanna hit me.
Sure. Promote for your best friend B?
You know, that is my best friend. I love her, but I already got so.
B Simone fuck with her.
I love B. Yeah, I love B. I actually have already posted quite a few things. I actually bought some stuff off B Simone website. She does like resale for her clothes, and I did a photo shoot in one of her skirts. And shot with her lip gloss. Got some real cute candid shots with that. I love B. I promote B just because I really do call her my best friend. I just post her just because I love her to death. But yeah, Rihanna is like that's my top goal. Like moving through 2022, I want to continue posting so much creative content that I go viral. And from my viral, she sees it or somebody that's in her camp sees it and they like, we need this girl.
Sure. Now, have you been able to go viral before? Have you gone viral before?
I guess it depends on what you consider viral. Okay. Most of my TikToks get over 2,000 views. My most has 6,000 right now.
Okay. Which is a lot more. It's a lot more than me. I don't post that much on TikTok. My TikToks get like they range 700,000. I don't. When it come down to like overall social media, I understand the game, but I also. That's the only thing I'm not confident in social media because for one, I want to be seen, but then again, for two, I still want to have this mystique, and there's a push and pull with that because you can't have much mystique if you're
on social media,
especially if you're brand new too. You know what I mean?
That's where this podcast kind of.
So that's why we do this. So it allows people to see me outside of just me being in the booth rapping or whatever the case may be. And they actually genuinely get to see me vibe with people like yourself and get a different type of perspective.
And that's always good to be able to see people from different angles. I think that's what I enjoy so much about being an entrepreneur in different angles too, because I'm also a teacher. So
she got a lot of bags. You get a lot of bags, yes. So really juggling, yes.
Yeah, I do. Actually started off as a camp counselor in 2013 at the Livonia Y, and then every year after got promoted from camp counselor to camp counselor manager, from manager to assistant director, from director to director of the camp, and then I directed the entire YMCA youth development department. And when I graduated college December 2017, I actually finished at the Y in August 2017. So that whole year was like done with this job, done with school, graduated, and then went on to be an assistant manager to brain and head trauma facilities. So working as a rehab assistant manager for people with traumatic brain injury that have been in nearly fatal car accidents, rollovers, 18-wheel crashes, run off their bikes, run over in cars, all type of stuff. And
football players?
We didn't have any, but there is different reasons why they come. And it's a lot of different businesses that do it too. So the business that I did it for was the youngest person we had was 18, the oldest was 63. But nobody anything like that. We always had people that have been in like car situations that were from like literally near death. Yeah. Like one of the guys had got run over by an 18-wheeler and another lady got hit at 4:00 in the morning. Walking across the street, leaving from the plant. She got hit by a bus. It was dark outside. They didn't see her. So just stuff like that. But yeah, so now I teach. I'm an after-school tutor at Coleman A. Young. I love my babies. I miss them. It's too many COVID cases right now, so school is closed. But I'm an art tutor after school.
They close school?
Yeah, so it's school. It's right now school break, but yeah, they.
Oh, I was about to say.
Well, even
like COVID just getting everything.
Well, even for me, I'm starting my last semester of school at Wayne, and they told us y'all not coming back. Y'all not coming back to campus right now. Like we gonna have to see about this.
Yeah, they went to virtual the week before Christmas break. The kids went to virtual because it was so many cases, specifically at that school, that they were just like, yeah, no.
And so, what type of kids do you usually tutor for?
So I'm art tutor.
Okay.
So we are doing like art projects because that was my major. I went to Cass Tech, number one, second to none. There are those that went there and those that wish they had. Got to put that in there all the time.
Why she trying to do that? That's crazy. Shout out to Cass Tech, though. Shout out to her.
But yeah, so that was my major in high school. So we do different projects, paint, draw, teaching them about different artists, art history, and really enlightening them on something other than TikTok because as soon as they get bored with what we doing in art, Miss Stacey, can you play TikTok mashup on YouTube, the clean version, so we could dance for you? And I'm just like, no, we're gonna do art. Right, y'all do TikToks at home, we're doing art. Right. So it's definitely
another 2 hours.
Another 2 hours, but I've definitely I've grown to have a bond with them outside of art because being with them has given me the opportunity to learn a lot about them as kids. And I haven't been in elementary school in, I ain't gonna say how many, but in so many years that it was just like looking at them now, it's a big difference because there is so much social media. There is so many things that are impacting how they feel.
Sure.
So I've had to actually teach them lessons on bullying, like, okay, put the pens down because I'm hearing too many people talking about stuff that has nothing to do with art. Stand up. So we played the Freedom Writers game where I had them stand in a line, and every time they heard something that they agreed with or resonated with, to take a step forward so that they could look left and right and see that there were other people in the class that were just like them that they were choosing to bully and be mean to. Which kind of led to them wanting me to start my own organization, which is like an organization I had at CAS, where we're going to go out and do community service to teach them how to be nicer to each other because they are in better positions than a lot of people in the world.
What's crazy is, oddly enough, I feel like adults need to do
that. They do. And I actually had the group. I just did my second back to school event. I have a group called Blended Love. And it was all 18 plus women from different minorities. Some had kids, some not, some black, some married, so it didn't matter. Sure. We were just all a group that did a lot of give back, and then we did our first back to school event last year, 2 years ago before COVID, and then I just redid it this year. But it's something that's been a passion of mine since high school. I used to be in charge of a group called Diamond Sisterhood, and we walked in the Cass Parade. I got us on Fox 2 because we cleaned up Cass Park, and So
you've done a lot of very impactful things. Yes. No, seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm sure one day you'll be recognized for these things, of course. I mean, somebody not gonna tell you, of course you get your thank yous, but they wouldn't tell you how much that impact is at the time. Especially the city we live in Detroit. It seemed like we're a very championing city when things are in the forefront, but when they not, a lot of people don't get they proper dues, they proper flowers when needed. And so that's where I come in. I always say, when somebody's sitting down here in front of me and they telling me everything that they done did, and it's not to say you're not boasting about it. These are just natural things that you done, and you are appreciated in some type of way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For sure. There's some value in that, definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I would ask you too, because you're talking about poetry and art. We are in a studio. What are you listening to right now? Are you heavily listening to music right now?
I am.
Okay.
I've actually tapped a lot lately back into like the early 90s and late 80s. Just a different feel because, like I said, going through my divorce, I'm kind of resonating with love right now, with really trying to like find inner love before I can even move on to trying to build a situation or a bond with anybody new, or even figuring out what love looks like for me in the future. I have to be able to know that it's fully, completely embedded in me and that my cup is full. And I feel like that feel-good music puts me in a place of knowing it may not always be good, but it has the potential to get good.
Right.
And when it get good, it can stay good if you work on it.
Sure.
So that music has me feeling like that right now. So that's what I've been listening
to. So I'm trying to think about some 80s, 90s. Name some that.
Some Total, some Blackstreet.
Okay.
I'm listening to some Guys, some SWV. Okay. I'm listening to some Jodeci. I'm listening to some Busta Rhymes and some Janet Jackson.
You going into hip hop too?
Yeah, so it's a mix.
It's a mix.
Okay.
It's a mix.
What you got in there? What you got? Some Mobb Deep in there?
I do. I got some Mobb Deep. I got some. What else was I listening? I just listened to my 80s playlist yesterday. I was listening to I listened to the Commodores yesterday. I was listening to Heat Wave.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was listening to some Prince yesterday.
That's another good one.
Are you a big Mike fan?
I am. I actually cried when he passed away.
Did too.
I cried my little heart out, and my nana was a very big Michael fan.
I had a Mike shirt on when they announced that shit.
Really?
Did you do that on purpose or not?
No.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We had a pink party for like one of my mom's goddaughter. She had a pink party. My mama bought me a pink shirt with MJ on it. It had his initials and shit. So I was like, okay, it was cool. And then, like, probably like a year later, you know how them shirts become just wearing shirts.
Yes.
So I'm at my hip hop classes. I used to dance back in the day. So this was owned by my auntie. So we looking at the TV and they like, yeah, Michael Jackson is pronounced, fake, then I was like, I looked down at my shirt, I was like, oh, this is bullshit. Because I loved him so much, too. So I was already kind of like, this don't feel right, dog. So, yeah, MJ was my man's and them. I ain't gonna lie. I probably sat there for hours.
Staring, just like, wow, is he really gone?
You know what I'm saying?
Besides
and I was a young nigga, too.
Yeah, besides the tragic death of Kobe, I would say Mike definitely had that impact on everybody. Definitely.
I think my biggest was Aaliyah for me. Aaliyah for sure.
Really?
Aaliyah had me. I had my head down.
I understand that, but for me personally, I was a little bit younger, and so it didn't really hit for me as much, especially because right, it was too young to fathom what that meant. So I'm 25, so. I'm not that much, like younger than you, but at that time though, for whatever reason, I wasn't really.
See, and I was a hip roller, so I was like in my room in the morning watching like the VH1 music videos, watching the Rock the Boat video and stuff. So, and then my aunt was really big into letting me go to Target every time a new album came out to buy it on CD so I could play it in my speaker. So I had her Aaliyah album and I had her 1 in a Million album. So I was really in my room like, I come for
You want to hear about, the health part about you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I used to be 230 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
How long ago?
I don't mean to say it like how Kevin say it.
Damn.
Because I was not trying to say it like how you said it, guys.
But that's a good feat.
Yeah, I used to be 232.6 was my actual weight. I graduated high school at 136 and went to Saginaw 144. And that was 2012. By 2014, I had gone up to 210. And by the end of 2015, I had made it to 230. So in roughly a year and a half almost, I had gained 100 pounds.
And this is basically because of college.
Yep. Burgers, fries. I had the unlimited swipe to the cafeteria. So, and then I'm a smoker. So I go get high, go get my food.
Of course.
Eat my highway, get high again, go to the snack store, get some snacks.
Of course.
Say that's not food. I'm hungry again. I need to go back to the cafeteria. Get high again at the end of the night. The only thing left on campus open, pizza. So now I got bread at the end of the night. They had a burger probably, some chips, some hot Cheetos, something to drink. Probably was drinking because we went out. And then by the morning, all of that turns into sugar.
Definitely.
So that was how my weight gain started. And then I looked in the mirror one day when I got out the shower when I was 230, and I was like, something's got to give. Like, I know I'm not humongous because I've always held my weight beautifully.
Sure.
But it still was like, I know that I'm not healthy, and I can feel the difference in when I came up here and where I'm at now. So between 2015 July and 2016 July, I dropped down from 230 to 170.
Okay.
And then before graduation, my goal was to be 160 by graduation day. And I woke up in Detroit the day before graduation, about to go back to Saginaw for graduation. I was 160.0. That was my goal. I made it to my goal. Thank you. And because I was a broke college student, it only made sense to utilize what I learned for myself to help other obese or mildly obese, pretty much getting fat college students. That was my friend.
Sure.
So I'm like, y'all broke, I'm broke, but you want what I got. So I was charging them $20 for the whole semester. Like from August to December, $20 to come work out with me 4 days a week.
Really?
For a per workout?
Wait, that's it. That's it. $20. That's all it took was $20
for August.
You damn near selling yourself short by a lot. That's damn near $20 a day. Damn near what you need to be on me to get how I got.
Exactly.
Right.
But I've always been like such a purposeful person that I feel like my genuine purpose in life is to help people, which is why, like I said before, all of those organizations and things that I've done that have been more concerned as get back. Even if I wasn't financially invested in it, I still felt good doing it intimately for myself because I feel like that's a part of who I am. Okay. So for me, it was like, yeah, I'm broke, but I got a meal swipe, so I'm not missing no food. My car keep gas in it. So I'm really just about to pocket this 20 for some weed, honestly.
Sure.
Like with my mixing and like, just me doing this as, a career. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's some songs, of course, you want to think about getting paid for, But it be other niggas that you really work with. You be like, I'm doing this for you.
Off the love of, yep.
Yeah.
We've had that conversation because for a while, that kind of like freebie aspect of things is something that like me and K are so much of like, I wouldn't even say nice people, but we really would give our all to other people. And so sometimes when you do that, yes, of course. And sometimes it's unintentional.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had to know like, yo, this is us. Like, we got this. You know what I mean? And so when we giving this out for free, what is that telling about us? And so just recently we had a conversation about you choose and pick your battles. You know what I mean? Not everything is going to be exactly how you would how you would want it to be.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, there's some people who come around that really just need that moment. And so it's a couple people that I work with that no matter how much money they got or no money at all, I know at the end of the day when we in here, we locked in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, $20 a semester, I would never do that though.
I would never. Nah, I'm never coming at now because I'm almost at the point where I'm starting to like, I've built myself up to a point that I actually have shadow abs. So now I'm like, I know how to get abs. I've cut all of the meat out of my system. I don't eat anything other than fish.
So you don't eat meat?
I eat fish. That's it.
No chicken?
No chicken. I gave up chicken last year. I gave up turkey a month ago. Haven't gone back.
Talking about a month ago. What you had for Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. Shut up. No, I actually have an accountability coach and / mentor. Shout out to Chelsea. One of my challenges for myself was to be better in the new year. Okay. But I know that a big thing for being better is people having a New Year's resolution. Mm-hmm. But something that spiked my mind this year personally was just thinking about people starting too late. It takes 21 days to break a habit.
For sure.
So when you start on January 1st and you say, I want to go to the gym, by the time the 21st comes, you really have already talked yourself out of doing it because you had to do it repetitively to want to be interested in it.
Of course.
I didn't want to start off my new year like that. So I said, in order for my new year to go the way I want it, I need to start it now. I want to go into the new year already being a new me.
That's a very good sentiment.
You know, so she was like, what are some of your challenges? I was like, I want to give up turkey. And she's like, well, when? I said, I want to start in the new year. And she was like, well, from November 16th to November 30th, no turkey. You can have a piece or whatever you want to eat on Thanksgiving, but on the 31st, you got to tell mama, auntie, cousin, grandma, whoever, I can't eat no turkey on this plate.
Sure.
By the time the 30th came the 25th, whenever Thanksgiving is, I want to say the 16th to the 24th, I hadn't thought about turkey because I couldn't have it. Mm-hmm. So by the time Thanksgiving came, I didn't want any. Yeah. So by the time the 30th passed, it's only been 16 days. Dang, that's crazy. Didn't think about wanting it. By the time 30 days went past, I was like, dang, it's December 16th. I haven't had any turkey.
So up until this point, you still...
I have not had any turkey.
Wow,
and then on the 16th, she checked with me like, it's been a month since we started. How do you feel? And I was like, good. She was like, well, what things have you kept up with? And what are you giving up? What are you feeling like you want to continue through the new year? And it's about to be the new year.
Yes.
Haven't had any turkey.
And you, I'm sure you'll go through the year not having no turkey. I'm
not gonna have any turkey. Right. And my auntie likes to call me drill sergeant because I'm really adamant about sticking to my goals. I'm big on making sure I prove myself right.
Sure.
Because I'm never going to be wrong about myself. It's something I put my mind to. I know I can do it.
Absolutely.
God wouldn't have put it on my heart, made it something on the forefront of my mind if it's not something that I'm mentally able to handle.
Absolutely.
So if I think about it, I'm going to execute it, and I'm going to execute it to the best of my ability. Hence why I do all of my stuff for myself.
Right.
So.
Now that takes a lot of discipline.
It does.
And
absolutely.
That takes a lot of going back and forth with yourself. It's a battle with yourself. With you doing everything, you don't have no type of team at all?
I don't.
Okay, so there's nobody that you could pinpoint. Like for me, I can't say that I would ever be successful without this man sitting next to me. There's nobody that could say that about you. Which is a good thing, honestly.
And I'm at the point now where I would like to have a team because it does get difficult. And I think that God realized how much it was becoming a hassle for me to handle everything. I just recently became a brand ambassador for a makeup artist. Shout out to Adorn Beauty.
Okay,
so I don't have to do my makeup for my shoots anymore. I get my hair done. I'm a brand ambassador for a braider. So throughout the summer, she keeps my braids done, keeps my box braids, keeps my straight backs, my twists, anything. I model for her. So my hair can get done. In the winter, I do it myself, but that's 4 months out the year, so that's not bad.
Mm-hmm. And these are all business moves as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're beneficial to both of us. Like when she does my braids, typically I have a photo shoot at least one a week. So that's 4 different sets of pictures that she has for the month of her braids.
Sure.
So whether she puts them on her page or on a website or just wants to say, hey, this is my brand ambassador. I did these extra large box braids that are butt length. She has some professional pictures to show, not me just in her chair like, you know.
Sure.
So there's that. The same with the makeup artist. She can obviously record and take pictures of any clients that she had, but they, you know, be covering their eyes, don't want to see her certain stuff.
Right.
I'm in the picture like, you know.
Model.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So it's beneficial.
Exactly.
So this brings me to my next point. That's very interesting. Could you tell some of the viewers who are watching us right now how you can start to leverage yourself to have these type of business deals, or to have a chance to be an ambassador or something? Well, like where did you start with that? Where did you know, or when did you figure out, yo, I probably need this, not only for the benefit factor of yourself, but also for others as well?
When I realized that I am a brand, I think that I had that realization when people started coming to me for the help of their own brand.
Okay.
The first one that I started working with was Body Favors LLC, which is a body jewelry brand. It started off as me being at a fashion show. She walked up to me and was like, I need some people to model this stuff.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, throw it on me.
Sure.
I did it. We did the whole little set. When I came off the stage, she was like, I want you to be my brand ambassador. Your walk is amazing. You are graceful. You are beautiful. You're professional. You did what I asked you to do. You don't even know me. And I've been rocking with her for almost 4 years.
Wow.
From me posting that I was her brand ambassador, then other people started reaching out, just asking, do you charge, or can I just give you this in return for you to post it?
Sure.
So now I have 12 brands that I work for.
Wow. And it seemed like there's a confidence level that is had to be able to do something like that. I think for a lot of people, they be so timid about getting out there and getting their foot out there. And it takes people like you where you kind of, you know, you in charge, you know what I mean, on some boss shit.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
I think one of the things that helped me the most, shout out to Dave, which was my favorite theater professor in Saginaw, telling me that the only way you look stupid is if you don't try. And I had to learn that in acting, because when you're in acting, a lot of times people look at you and they're like, you're being silly. Or when you're doing improv, it's like, that doesn't make sense. But the only thing that doesn't make sense is not being able to be yourself completely. And a lot of people don't have that ability because they're not necessarily theater people or didn't meet, you know, the theater capacity in terms of being able to just open up.
Sure.
So I think that the biggest thing is being authentic and being yourself. I never really expected people to like me or needed them to. I was going to model, do my hair, do my makeup, do my styling, do my clothes, do my concepts, do my booking by myself regardless.
Right, I was going to do that shit anyway.
And exactly.
Right.
So if now it speaks to me again as the brand that I'm representing, which is myself, the work ethic, the etiquette, the properness that I come with, the professionalism, my time management. I have my own planner. I keep stuff on my phone. My Apple Watch continues popping up stuff. I keep my AirPod in my ear if there's an emergency. So I'm really just putting myself on the line as being a professional person, that I think that alone makes people gravitate to me, because they're like, how can she do 36 things by herself and still have space for me?
Sure.
And the people that are genuinely coming to me have one business. So it's like, all I do is braid hair, and I just need you. But you got your hair braided by me, got your makeup done by her, took pictures for him, got jewelry on for her. I model for 3 different clothing brands. So it's just like, I do it because I feel like it's helping the people. I told you I never wanted to be a model.
Right.
I was doing an interview on my YouTube show. He came with an extra shirt, like, you want to do some pictures next week? I'm like, I don't model. Wait a minute.
Right.
I don't model.
Right.
And it just, from there, was kind of like a boost of confidence. Like you said, I took the pictures as a model for him, which led to them asking, do you model? I'm not going to lie and say I do. No, I don't. But what's up? And, oh, well, you're beautiful. You should model. Okay, well, I should. What should I do? And I just kept going from there. I always come in mind just knowing what you see is what you get from me. And if you don't like what you see, then you can't get it. I'm not going to give you nothing different.
That's 100.
This is who I am.
That's 100.
She told me she needed an assistant before we got got up here.
Yeah, really? I'm getting to that point now. And again, back with the purposeful give back, I actually want to go to either DSA, CMA, or CAS and do interviews of their seniors that are interested in going into the entertainment influencer branding world, so that they can help me. The utilization for them would be take some of the workload off of my hands, really just the booking, because I'm still gonna have to do everything else myself. But at the same time, when they go with me to these shoots or these videos, they're able to network and meet people that once they graduate, they have the ability to go back and say, hey, I connected with Oba at this shoot when I went with Stacey and just sat on the sidelines. Or, hey, when I went with Stacey to that video shoot and laid out her 3 outfits with Joey, he looked at me and said, oh, who is this with Stacey? You know, she's beautiful. What does she do? Is she 18? You know, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this is my assistant. But now she's like, oh, but I like modeling too. Now she has the opportunity to do that. Yeah. You know, so I could just really use one of my friends, but then it's kind of like you just here because you just want to be right here. Like, oh, she about to be with B. Simone. I want to be in the section. I want somebody that genuinely wants to utilize what I'm able to give them, so that it's a blessing for me, too, to bless somebody else with all that I've had to do by myself. I got all these brands by myself, all my bookings by myself, so I'm really not looking for a leech. I want somebody that wants to put in the hard work and put their pedal to the metal and really want to do something. Because if I'm not here anymore, I want you to be able to say that you learned from something you did and weren't just there.
Definitely,
I want you to benefit from it. So
definitely. So listeners, y'all heard she looking for somebody. So getting them comments. Yeah,
18 to 21 preferably, so that you can at least, if you are with me 21, I should be able to get you in. If you 18, it's a little more difficult, but if you're there for business and it's something that's not a club, you should still be okay. But 21 specifically, because I can get you in the clubs with me if you're interested in hosting video sets where a lot of the people that I'm working with are older. So it's some opportunities available.
Wow. Well, listen, I want to say this was one of my dopest interviews because
thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, and when it came down to it, it seemed like your path and where you going, you leaving a nice little legacy for yourself, and also helping others, which is I believe that's why we're here. Everybody Absolutely. Has a purpose, but to be able to touch people in the way that you would want and really impact those that that see that light in you, I think that's important. So you got to keep going. You know, there should be nothing that really would stop you from doing all this. I mean, you juggling so many things. And hey, as everybody knows, we do this podcast right here at InHouse Studios, where you can get some of the best quality recording. I got my best engineer over here, best engineer in the city, Shakir the engineer. So of course, hit me, hit our DMs, hit Shakir, so we can make it happen for you. Of course, special guest Stacey Lee, going crazy. Y'all need to watch her because it seems like she got great things coming. 2022 gonna be a great year.
And don't call her Stacey if you don't know.
Don't call her Stacey if you don't know her, man, for sure. But that's a wrap, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Stu Podcast episode 5, and we'll see y'all soon, man. Cheers.
Let's do it. I like that.